Obviously, really proud of our guys' efforts. This was the preseason number one team coming in, and they're playing at a high level, being 2-0, and I thought our guys did a tremendous job competing for 45 minutes, and certainly we fell a little bit short there at the end, but I thought the effort, the togetherness, was terrific. We made some winning plays there late in regulation to get it to overtime, and then started off well, and we just needed to make one more winning play there in the overtime, and we just didn't get it done. So now we've got to look at this as a learning experience. I've got to be better to help our guys and put them in a better position, and our players, I know I'm very confident that they're going to respond and do a great job, because in the Valley we're going to be, we got 17 more regular season games, and I guarantee we're going to be in a lot of one possession games. So we got to use this as a learning experience and make us better from it.
What are the key lessons and the motivation? I mean, you over in Columbus on Saturday, 5 at the half, and now just barely lose here.
Well, again, I think the lesson is that we have a very good basketball team here at Indiana State. We've got players that compete, they play the right way, they play unselfishly, they play hard, and we have a very bright future here, because we got kids that really care and they want to do well. And that locker room was devastated after that loss, and those guys, they want to get better. They're very prideful, and they want to they want to keep Indiana State at a high level, and we're going to help them do that as coaches. I've got to do my part. I know they're going to do their part, and we got to get ready though. In 2 days we go down to Evansville. They're playing extremely well right now, and playing on the road anywhere is tough. You're playing an in-state rivalry game on the road, so we can't sulk and worry about what happened tonight. We got to watch some film, learn from it, and move on, because we got 17 more of these.
So what are the keys to a win down there?
Well, I think ultimately it's no different than what we do every game. We've got to play to a standard. We've got to really defend. I thought the first half we really defended well. I thought we had some moments there in the second half where we got loose with some of our switching, and we gave up some points that we can't allow happen. When you're playing teams that are at the top of this league, you just can't give up buckets on some scouting assignments, and we missed those, so we got to be better in that area. And then obviously the execution piece late game, and I'm a big part of that. I got to help our guys and put them in better situations where they can be successful, and we might be in this very situation again on Saturday.
Okay, while you're done. I asked Cam and Kamani about it too, and like you said, you're not in it for moral victories, but you took the preseason favorites to the limit at home, and we're essentially one play away from getting out of here with a win in overtime. So, I mean, what do you take from that after just 3 conference games?
Well, you take from it the confidence that you can play at the top of this league. And certainly, there's some things that we did well, and there's things that we need to continue to improve upon. But this league, 1 through 12, night in and night out, it's a battle, and anybody can beat anybody. And ultimately, it's who's going to be playing their best basketball in March. And tonight was a great example of 2 really good teams that came down to a one possession game, and unfortunately, we were on the short end of that.
I talked a couple weeks ago about conference play, especially with tonight's game. It really lived up to the hype. A lot of fireworks. How do you think that's going to lead it to further on this season, especially Bradley again? Just just over 2 weeks away.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now we play Bradley again, and obviously at their place it's going to be a tough environment. Certainly. Maybe they came in and they were taking us for granted a little bit. I don't know, but we'll worry about that in 2 weeks when we play Bradley. But what we can take from this is knowing that we can compete and play with anybody in this league. But on the same token, if you're not ready to come out, play, and perform, you can get beat just as easily. So whether that's Bradley or we played Murray State, Missouri State, it doesn't matter. You can get beat at any moment, and I think the way our guys are preparing and practicing every day, it's going to set ourselves up to have good success throughout the rest of this conference season.
Grant, Marty,
Camp tonight, I mean, hit some big shots. Obviously, hit the big one there at the end, but I mean, you could tell since the game started, he was locked in.
He's been terrific. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and he really feeds off of his teammates. They're breathing life into him, and they anytime he shoots a good shot, you think it's going to go in. And when your teammates are giving you that confidence as a shooter, that basket looks extremely big. And I was really proud of how he played tonight. And he also defensively, he gets picked on some defensively. I thought he did a terrific job guarding for the most part tonight. And he came up with 7 or 8 rebounds. So overall, I thought Camp played a really solid game, making shots. And then on the other end, he held his own defensively.
Hey, take us through the final seconds. I mean, like I said, you had the timeouts, and I know you're going to wear it, more than anybody. Yeah. But was there any kind of talk about hey, we do have 2 guys, or?
Well, we at it was about a minute to go or so when there was a timeout there. We knew we had 2 timeouts, and we were still up, and they were pressing. It was the play where Bruno skipped past Turno. That's where I felt like I should have used a timeout. We didn't look comfortable for whatever reason, and that's where I'm really kicking myself for not calling timeout right before Bruno made that pass. And they're late though. Kind of my thinking. They score with 4.5 seconds to go. You call timeout right there. They're going to come out in either a 2-2-1 or a 1-2-2, and with their size and their length and the way they move, it's really difficult to get a last-second shot against a zone type of setup. So when they scored, we were going to go, and we wanted to get that broken floor, the open floor, so they didn't have a chance to set up in a zone type of defense. So that was really kind of the thinking there. And the teachable moment there for Joe late game, I would have liked to have seen him put his head down and drive it to the paint. And if they collapse, he's kicking it, or he's going all the way to the rim to finish, and he just kind of hesitated there. And again, teachable moment, but I've got to do a better job and put him in a better position, to succeed there.
Do we have any update on Gray and Gray and his timeline there?
Yeah, he's practicing and doing a good job, and it's he's right now he's got guys ahead of him that are performing at a really good level. Kamani is playing very good basketball and doing great things for us, and right now Jayan Walker is playing really good minutes, and for a freshman. So it goes back to, we've talked about this before, the competition that we have in practice is really high, and guys understand that they got to compete and earn minutes in practice. And then in the games, when they get that opportunity to perform, as long as they're performing, it's going to be hard for Aaron to jump and pass those guys at this moment. But he's got a great positive attitude. He's working hard in practice. And, hey, I love all the players. We got 14 eligible guys. I wish I could play them all 30 minutes. But, the truth of the matter is you play 8, 9 guys in any given game. And, that's kind of how it rolls.
So is Gray hurt?
No, he's fine.
Right. You were talking about just literally seeing so many great young guys getting moves, Walker, stuff like that. I think the most impressive thing for Indiana State today was Samaj not scoring until the second half. Yeah. Really seeing him kind of, okay, I know I'm getting everyone's best shot defensively. Let me help out in other ways.
Yeah, and he did some really good things. And obviously in the first half he struggled with his shot some, and and he knows, he's got to take care of the ball a little bit better. But, they're late. He was attacking, trying to make plays. And, I don't know how many assists he ended up with there. 4 assists, a lot of them late. And he was getting into the rim and making plays. And, when your best player struggles in the first half and you're up 4, that really says something about how good a team you really have. And it goes back to, any player that we have. I have confidence that I can play 12, 13 guys at any given time, but usually 9 are going to play in that given game. So that's a question and debate we always have, in shoot around. Okay, what's our rotation look like from 8, 9, 10? And if they're not playing well, who are we comfortable and who do we want to play with and what rotation? But right now we're in a very good rhythm, with our starters and with our initial subs off the bench. So we'll see how it goes and continues. And again, tomorrow's another opportunity for those guys to figure some things out.
Just kind of piggyback what you were saying off Aaron. He's kind of doing like the Caleb Stevens role. It almost looks like right now of what we saw a couple years ago. If he's ready, but he's also making sure the young guys know what we're.
Yeah, there's no question. I'm really proud of Aaron. He's a senior and he's been injured and he's missed some time, and to no fault of his, 2 guys in front of him at his position are playing at a very high level for us. And instead of pouting and being a bad locker room guy, he's being an unbelievable teammate. He was in today working on his game individually on game day. Tomorrow he's going to be part of our development group, and he doesn't complain one bit. He continues to come in and work. And at some point in these next 17 games, I promise everybody, Aaron Gray is going to have an opportunity to play. It may be Saturday. It may be 3 weeks from now. I have no idea. But what I can tell you is Aaron's being an unbelievable teammate. He's working hard, and he's happy for the guys that are in front of him.
That's all the time we have. Yes.
Thank you, Coach.